Hey everybody, Jelly Beans here. Hello. Making a video today. A couple different topics combined into one. It's a matter of what I gave up going into the 12 tribes, what I left with in the 12 tribes, and if I get to it, do I have regrets about joining the 12 tribes. So basically, I was there for like 8 years. I entered into the group right after college. I didn't quite finish college, but anyways, I went right in after college. Really very time of groping and trying to find out what was real, what was true in the world, and I was learning about all these different things, and I just wasn't satisfied with how things were going in college. And anyways, so the long story short, I ended up joining 12 tribes out in Manitou Springs, Colorado. And I knew them beforehand a little bit. I used to visit the Mate Factor pretty frequently. Excuse me. And so yeah, what happened was I joined it. I made a covenant, I got baptized, like all those things. I gave up my car, I gave up my family, all these different things. So anyway, so we're just gonna get into a little bit of what I gave up in order to be able to be a part of the group. And then definitely what I left with as well after my 8 years of being there. And we'll see if I have any regrets. I don't know. That might make it be a different video, but we'll see. So, here we go. So here we are. This beautiful day, warming up. Spring is here. Flowers are blooming. I'm really grateful for this time of year. I love being outside, in open air, open space. Feet on the ground, all those things make a big difference to me in my life. So let's just get down to it. What I gave up, man, you have to give up literally like everything that you know and believe in or hold value on. You have to give up all of that to be able to be a part of the 12 tribes. They have a very specific mindset, belief system, very specific ways of doing like everything. So you're basically charged to give up your entire life, whether that means physical attachments like your family. You have to give them your money, you have to give them your debt, which they never paid in my case. I gave them my car, all the physical things that you own. You have to give them to the tribes, and they can determine what they're going to do with them. You have to give up all of your beliefs and the things that are your desires. Like, you basically have to, all those things that you thought you knew or that you've ended up believing throughout your years of like what's important and what's real, and all of these things, the way of communicating. I mean, literally, you have to give up everything. So they basically want you, like, if you decide to go into this group and make a covenant and get baptized and like full on be a part of their situation, you're basically starting as a baby, is what they say. And they pretty much just, everything that was from your past, just, you have to really like get it out of you, and then they just inculcate your brain with their beliefs and their knowledge. So it's a lot. It's a huge commitment. So many things you need to give up. I mean, I gave up my family, which is kind of a funny, it's definitely not funny. It's a hard one. So I joined the cult in Manitou, which is also where I grew up. So after I decided to join this place and get baptized and all those things, I could actually see the house that I grew up in across the valley from where I was living. But the whole thing is, if family or friends don't support your decision in joining the group, then you have to cut them off, like straight up, like no communication. And my parents were very anti me joining the group, which is totally understandable. But at the time, I was very determined, and I did it anyways. So I had to cut off that communication with my family. But I could see the house that I grew up in, like across the valley, the whole time. And I moved different places in the community, but I just really cut off everything. So yeah, that's intense, you know. But so yeah, I gave up so many different things. I gave up my college degree. I gave up any chance of like getting a resume or having any kind of like job experience. I gave up the money that I had, which wasn't much. I gave up my Dodge Spirit. It was a great car. I don't know what they ever did with it. I gave up everything that I had, everything. And then it took time for what they would just fill you with teachings. They have teachings twice a day, basically telling you how to think and how to judge your own self and whatnot, and your kids and such things. And they would just really, really encourage you to give up your own self, and it would just be this like cleansing process. I don't know if cleansing is the right word, but yeah, so you have to literally give up everything, like everything. So that's what I did, and I was there for 8 years. And so I learned a lot about the Bible. I learned a lot about a lot of different things. You could check out some of my other videos, because I know I have one video that talks about what I did learn at the 12 tribes. Yeah, there's so many things that I experienced and learned within those 8 years of being there. So the next question is, what did you leave with? So what did I leave with? Okay, so I left with 2 kids. I left with literally no money. Like, they didn't give me anything. And this, just to put in there, like, it wasn't my choice to leave. I didn't, like, a lot of people choose to leave, and they have to leave like in the middle of the night, because it's a very conflicting thing that nobody really wants people to leave. But in my situation, I wasn't like full of the Spirit, and I had a husband who left before, and they told me that I had to go leave to be with him, was the whole deal. And so I did not want to go. I was not wanting to go. It was actually like a deep fear that I would be kicked out, which was probably like something in me to like want to go, really, because I felt so constrained and manipulated in there. But I couldn't let my conscious mind get there, because if I did, then I'd be separated. But anyways, so what I left with was 0 money. I left with a little bit of snacks that my friend Isha gave me. And she was actually disconnected at the time as well, so I don't even know if she was supposed to give me anything. I left feeling bad that one of the elders had to take time from his day to drop me off at my parents' house, who I'd previously been completely neglecting for the past 8 years. I felt bad about that. I left with an enormous amount of fear. It was just like, oh my gosh. I remember just being so scared of like everything and just not trusting anything. Like, it was just so intense. When I left, I was just full of anxiety and fear and protection, and trying to keep like the 12 tribe standard alive in my parents' home, which is just not realistic. It was really intense. It was so intense. So those are the things I left with. There's probably more that I could think about, but I also left with the need at this point to figure everything out by myself, because there's a lot of amazing things that the 12 tribes do in their community, and but they don't really give a lot of explanation as to why. Like, as far as the food they eat, the practices they do for their physical body, even the vaccine situation. There's like so many different things that they do, but they don't really give understanding as to why they do those things. So I kind of was at a place of being out in the world by myself with my 2 kids, and having really no clue like how to navigate myself through it, you know. They definitely don't equip you with skills that you need to understand how to live out here. Like, it would have been nice if they would have given me some kind of advice, or like some kind of pamphlet, or like some kind of paper that would help me at least understand what I need to do to take care of myself, because I literally had like no money at all. So it was a pretty scary place to be at. Things happened through time, and we were able to get in a secure house with good people up in Minnesota. Peace House, y'all people rock. Thank you so much for all the care you had for us. So we were there for like 3 years, and just basically lived rent free. I had to go find out how to get myself onto food stamps, onto cash assistance, onto Medicare, all those different types of governmental supports, which were really crucial in my survival and my kids' survival in the beginning, because, like I said, I had nothing. I had no references, no job experience, no college degree, like nothing to like present to anyone that I could get a job with, you know. So I really literally had like the bare minimum. So yeah, it was intense. It was really intense. And it's been like, I think 6 years now since I've left, maybe even more at this point. And I'm still trying to get ourselves in a good foundation where I can feel, you know what else? Oh my gosh. You know what else that I left with is a huge sense of not being able to take care of myself. Like, that was so big there, is that you're not supposed to think about yourself. You're always supposed to have your eyes on other people and take care of other people's needs, like just like Jesus, right? But like, there was no value in looking after yourself or touching into your own being to be able to know what would help you to be complete. So that's a huge thing that I left with, is that like idea that I'm not supposed to take care of myself. So that's a huge one for me now. I'm learning so much about how to take care of myself, what I need to be me, like, shoot, man, what makes me happy, like, you know, and what, I mean, if I don't fill up my cup, then how am I supposed to be able to spill out my, you know, cosmic juices to my kids and other people around me? So I've been learning a lot of that in these last few years. But I think another thing that I took away from the group was just a lot of guilt and a lot of self-judgment and a lot of just thinking that I'm not doing enough or that I'm not good enough. Like, there's this whole thought system that I feel like I took away from that group that has been a lot of work for me in my life since I've left. Really just believing in myself, knowing to be able to trust my own judgment, make my own decisions, like be responsible for myself and for my kids. You know, that's a huge thing, and they took that all away. That was all gone when I left there. I didn't have any of my own choices. My schedule was made all day long. I didn't have any free choice at all. So yeah, like just growing back into having free choice and having the time of the day and choosing what I want to do each day, what's good for myself and my family. And, you know, it's been a wonderful transition for me. It's taken some years to even accept that I am able and worthy to make those choices, because those were all taken away, and I was there for 8 years. It's a long time. So I'm not even gonna get into if I have regrets, because like, it's just, this is a long enough video, I think, of for now. So yeah, those are all the things that I gave up, and the transition from being in the cult and coming out of the cult has taken many years. We've been literally in therapy the entire time that I've been out, and I super value therapy and just being able to have open communication with someone without judgment. So therapy is a wonderful thing. And there's so much more to learn. I feel really grateful for where I am right now in regards to that place and where we're going. So make sure to subscribe, like my video, check out the links below. I got more things about this place, and at some point here I'll be transitioning to different topics that are more what I would like to be covering. So I appreciate you all spending some time with me today, and I hope you learned something good, because I definitely have, and I feel like it's like my duty to be able to pass on things to people. So They can make decisions for themselves. And that's, I think, what it really comes down to, is I really believe that people should be free to make their own decisions. You know, you really got to check in with yourself and know what's important to you and to your loved ones, and make decisions based off of that, not what people are telling you or not what people think God is telling you. But you really have to, I'm responsible to check in with myself, who I believe has that connection with God, and be able to, you know, act on that divine influence in my life and move forward. Not because someone's telling me something, but because that's what I believe in my heart of hearts. So, all right, folks, all the best to you. Take care. Bye.